Hello, this is Dr. Wyatt with Technical and Business Writing. Today I want to take a look at formatting reports in Microsoft Word just to help everyone get started with the two types of reports that we do in this course. We do a research proposal and a recommendation report. The first thing that I have loaded is the research proposal template. So allow me to discuss that a little bit and what you can do to make it yours. First, you will notice that there are some comments that are just in curly braces. Those can be deleted, but they are the instructions. So right here it says, leave the subtitle internal research proposal, but craft a compelling title. So what you can do is click on the title and then change it to something that you want. So you might do, my research proposal would not be a good idea, but that shows you what I mean. So you just change it to what you want. So maybe we do local food pantry marketing plan. So local food pantry marketing plan might be something that you do. Then what you do is delete the comment, and I would hit just the space once. So I'm just gonna hit space. So delete the template notes. The best way to do it is to not hit delete, but to actually highlight them and then hit space. And that way it leaves the blank line and it keeps the spacing. Notice it asks you to change the picture. Very easy to do. You double click it. And then what you can do is you can look up pictures. So you can look them up online. You can bring in one of your own pictures. So if I wanted to change the picture, there are a lot of ways to do it. I can take a new photo and put it in. I can bring another picture. I can look for something off of my hard drive. Lots of ways to change the picture. I'm going to drop change picture from stock images. Stock images will take me to the Microsoft website. And since I said I'm going to look for a food pantry, let's see if I can find some food. Let's see here. Well, there's lots of food pictures, right? Those are nice. I don't know what might symbolize a food pantry, but let's see here. Some, fresh strawberries that might be a nice one. Let's do that. And what will happen is the image is now there. And again, delete the comments by just hitting space. So I did insert picture, hit space. Then right here where it says caption and credit for image, I'm going to go ahead and say that that was from Microsoft Office 365 stock image. And that way I know. Then you put the name of the recipient of the report, any departments. You put the date with the month spelled out. Remember, we want to spell out the dates. So if I'm going to do this one for, let's say that it was for 2099. So I might do 12 January 2029. That's all you do though. Just highlight and replace. And then remember to save it as something like your last name and IRP for the organization's name. But that's a good reminder right there to save it. So I'm going to do a file, save as, and I'm going to change it into my student work folder or somewhere that I have for Temple College. And I'm going to put Wyatt-IRP, internal research proposal. And I'm going to put food pantry. And there we are. And I'm just going to put it under courses taught, save. And there it is. Now it has a good name that I can remember. Someone can locate it. Notice that in the header and footer, it asks for the topic in caps. So the topic in caps would be food pantry. And prepared by your name. Again, I'm just going to change that to Wyatt, prepared by Wyatt. You could change that too. There would be my purpose, my summary. Notice it has all of this really great information, the introduction, proposed tasks, and then there are the tasks. Nice thing about this report now is because it's already formatted, if I want to change the look of it, all I need to do is go to the Design tab. And in Design, I can do some neat things, like I can change the colors. Let's change it to something different. Let's see here. I have no idea what that'll do, but let's try that one. Paper. Let's see. Oh, it's greens. Greens look good for a food pantry, right? And then I can change the overall design. There we go. Look at that. Changed the design already. It kept everything where I need it. It changed my heading style. Now notice that it did move some things to another page. So what I can do is I can get rid of some of the blank lines if I need. So I just got rid of some blank lines. Oh, need to remove a few more. Again, not a problem moving lines. Just delete them as you need. And there we are. Now I'm back to the right number of pages with the page break in the right place. So that worked out really well. I may even bring that up a little. There we are. And it has a page break. The way to see that is if I click on the Show Invisibles, which uses what's called the Pilcrow or the paragraph symbol. If I click that, you'll see it says section break. So what it's doing is it's putting a section break and then going to the next page. So that's a great way to see what's going on is that Show Invisibles. It is the Pilcrow or the paragraph symbol. Notice all of my headings have changed to the orange color, and there it is. So that's how you can quickly format it. Again, if I wanted to change it, I can. I can just go back to design, and I could say, you know what? I want a different color scheme. So I'm going to go with green. There we are for Food Bank. The green is really nice. And I can change the layout. So maybe I want to go with this. And again, notice now I have a new layout and new color scheme. So that's how you use the headings and the footers, and you can get any kind of look you want with the design tab. So the headers and footers are up here and down at the bottom. I don't think I have a footer. Nope, no footer. You'll notice the page numbering starts at the second section, and I will show you some ways to change all of that. But I did want you to see how easy it is to customize the template. For the longer project, I'll go ahead and hit save. For the longer project, we have a letterhead design and a cover letter. Then what's going to happen is you'll see a section break again. And that section break takes us to the actual report. And the Pilcrow has allowed us to show the invisibles. There's a section break, and there's the actual start of the report. And again, you can use the design tab to change how it looks. You can go down into the footer and put the organization name. So I could put in Food Bank or Food Pantry and then our team name. I can change the photos. Everything is already set up. So this document is nicely set up to work properly as your recommendation report. And again, very easy to change. We can go over to design and I can click on it and look at that. There's a new design. I can change the colors, change the fonts, all of that in the design tab. And because I used heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, all of that will automatically change. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit undo. There it is, back to the way it was. So you can always undo it and experiment to find something that your team likes. Notice there are a lot of fancy commands here. What you need to know is it makes a table of contents. If I right click and I show the field code, there it is. The table of contents, which is explained right here, and you can delete all of this when it's working. The table of contents is a special field that looks at the report body and then matches the format of your document. And if you right click on it again, you can toggle the field code back into a table of contents. I'm going to show you how to do all of these things. So even though it looks confusing right now, I will quickly show you how to do some of this stuff in a brand new report. So these are the templates that we use in the class. And now allow me to quickly show you a new document. And I will go ahead and cancel on that one. Oh, sorry. Just wanted to not save. So let me close that and tell it don't save. All right, so I'm going to do a new document. And I'm going to do an absolutely blank document. And I do that because I think it's a lot easier to see all of this from an absolutely blank document. If I want this to be my title page, that's wonderful. I'm going to put my title right here. And I'm going to put by CSY just to get an idea of where I'm going. Now notice I have the Pilcrow on so you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Insert. And where it says blank page, it'll do a page break, but that's only a page break. The problem with a page break is the numbering won't change. If I need to not have a page number 1, I need it to start on another page. So even though the page break gets me to another page, it doesn't really accomplish what I want. Now on the Microsoft Word for the Mac, what I can do is go to Insert, and I can choose Break. And what I can do is I can tell it that I want a section break. There. Section break is going to look like a page break, but what it does is it allows me to start the numbering over. So what I can do is I can tell it that I want a header, and I want the header, let's see here, there's a 3-column, there's a really nice one. I'm going to try that one. And there we are. Now notice that it has the pages out of sequence. What I can do is I can tell it that I want a different first page and that I want it not to continue from the previous or the next. So I'm going to tell it different first page, and now I don't have that header on my title page. I'm going to come down here to the same as previous. I don't want it the same as previous. So what I can tell it is don't link to the previous page at all. So now what I have is a title page without a number. Now it looks just like a title page, and I'm going to come here. I'm going to choose title. Let's see, there's title. And I'm going to do subtitle because I think that looks good. There we are, title and subtitle. And now on this page, it starts at number 1 because it's a section break. You can also change that, which is really cool. You can actually go to the page numbers in your header and footer. Let me click on that. Where it has the page number, you can hit the format page numbers. And if you do the format page number, you can tell it what page number you want to start on. So if for some reason you wanted to start on page 4, you can. And what'll happen is it'll start at page 4 when you get ready to print. So it'll update to page 4. And there it is. Now it's page 4. I don't know why you would do that, but you can. You can change it to anything. So right there it's 4. Now I'm going to go back to the header and footer and change it back to 1. Now understand that that 1 right there is a placeholder. That's all that is. So I'm going to go back to my header and footer. And there it is. And I'm going to go back to format page numbers. And now what I'm going to tell it to do is to start at 1. And I will go ahead and hit OK. And now it really is page 1. You do want to use headings. So if I use heading 1, and that's for a chapter title. And then what you do is you do heading 2 for section of chapter. And then you will do heading 3 for subsections. And again, now because I've used styles properly, I can go over to design and I can tell it I want a different look. And I can undo it. And I'm back. So you can change the look. Once you have used heading 1, heading 2, title, subtitle, now you just click on them and you can get a lot of different looks and find one that you like. That one's not actually bad. I like that. And then you can change your colors again. So let's see, yellow and green if I were doing the food bank. All of this works pretty easily. If I wanted to do the table of contents, the table of contents are pretty straightforward, but you have to be sure that you use the heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. So once you go to where you want it, you just do Insert, Table of Contents, click it, and there you are. There's your table of contents. So that's how you do a table of contents, is you properly use heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, and then on the References tab, you put in Table of Contents. Don't edit your table of contents. Once it's here, if you need to regenerate it, tell it to update. So if I add new chapters or new sections, let me do that real quickly. I'm going to go back to Home, and I'm going to do a heading 1, chapter 2. you will notice that that chapter does not appear in the table of contents yet. I have to right click on the table of contents and I have to update it. So there we go, update. I apologize that I don't click well, but what will happen is it will regenerate the table of contents with chapter 1, chapter 2, etc. So you do need to make sure that you're using the headings properly. Let me see if I can get that to work. Update. And there it is now. Now I have my heading, title, and there's the chapter 2 and the heading. So you have to be sure that you update the table if you make any changes to your headings. Creating a complex document Word's really, really simple if you remember the following things. Always insert your breaks, page breaks or section breaks. Section breaks are better. So section breaks are a lot better. You can insert section breaks that include a cover page, which is really cool. Cover pages look great if you don't want to use one of the cover pages I've done. Insert your page breaks. That works really, really well. Use your headings properly. Back on the Home tab, heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, and those will appear in your table of contents, which is generated from the References tab, table of contents. If you follow those instructions, you can create a fantastic looking report very easily in Microsoft Word. Thank you so much. This has been Dr. Wyatt with Technical and Business Writing. I hope you learn to use these tools. They will help you for the years ahead. Thank you so much.